You listened to him on the KVJ show for years. You listened to him on the KVJ show for years. Every time he tried to talk sports, he'd get shut down. After years of begging, we finally gave in. Brought to you by Bremen Motor Cars and by Wellington Anti-Aging. It's Kevin's Other Show on 640 The Hurricane.
Here we go. Got a big day in sports going down today.
So much.
Yeah, there really is. It's a good day today. A couple things kicking off. Soccer people going to be all into the World Cup. That's getting going today.
Hyped.
Do you have a team, with the U.S. not in it? Is there somebody to pull for yet? This is it. When America's not in it, I'm like, okay, is there a dark horse? Is there a great story? Who do I want to pull for? What's going to be that country? Like, this time on Monday, everybody's going to be like, oh, yeah, that's going to be my team.
Iceland.
Is that what it is? Are they the big underdog?
Iceland, yeah, the big underdog. First World Cup. Their announcer is amazing. Have you ever heard the Icelandic announcer call a game?
No, I haven't.
It's incredible.
Where do they speak English or do they have Icelandese?
Whatever you want to call that.
What do they speak? What is it?
Is it Finnish? No, I guess that's in Finland. What is Iceland? What do people speak?
Icish? Yeah, what is that?
A little bit of an Icish language. That's a good question.
Okay.
What is the language called?
Well,
Icelandic, I guess.
Got to find out about Iceland.
Assume so. Icelandic would be.
It is Icelandic.
Yeah,
is that it?
It's a Latvian language.
Okay.
Yeah, Latvian, Lithuanian, somewhere in between.
Fantastic.
And I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's the only country it's spoken in.
You're probably right.
Yeah, most likely, considering the name seems pretty specific.
Is it a language you could go and speak in like Latvian? Like they'd be like, okay, we get it. It's close enough. Kind of like you could speak. This is a different kind of Spanish. Like you could go Mexico to Puerto Rico and kind of get a little bit of it.
Get it? It's a little bit of a different tongue.
Okay, hey, you know what? This is what the World Cup's good for. We're going to learn for once because all we do when we're in America, we only care about America.
Right.
This is the one time, especially when America's not in it, you're forced to look at the rest of the world. Now, these games, when are they going to be on? Are they early morning? Is that when we're going to be hitting? Because I posted up, it's on the Hurricane Facebook page. It's the best bars in South Florida to go watch the World Cup. It's the ones that are going to be open and playing to that soccer crowd. And the one general I know is I think a lot of Duffy's locations are going to be open doing it.
The corporate's really into that stuff, so they're going to be doing that. But there's a lot of really great bars in Boca specifically that I know of.
Where would you go?
You got the Lion and Eagle pub. That's right off of Federal. Federal and 20th, close to Federal and 20th. Also have the Irishman, which is 2nd and Glades. My buddy Ross over there that owns a place, he's always open, regardless if it's World Cup, always open early for soccer games.
That's cool. Okay.
Yeah, those are two really, really cool places.
So time-wise, like when are these games going to be on?
7:30 tomorrow.
A.M.?
A.M. Egypt and Uruguay.
Okay.
So that's your first game. Morocco, Iran at 10:30. But he had the first game today already. It was only the one game today. It was the host country in Russia, obviously. They were playing Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia did not do well. But that game was on at 11 o'clock. Russia won 5-0. So the World Cup
don't
is
start this crap. Don't start
That's what you
saying
call
nil
it.
and pitch. It's 5-0, okay?
You call it nil.
Is it called nil?
Yeah, that's what it is.
They call it that in like Europe and everything like that, but it does. You don't have to do. Don't pander.
That's the name.
Don't pander.
What do you want from me?
You're a soccer panderer.
And Portugal, Spain at 1:30 tomorrow. So you actually got 3 games on. And the afternoon game is probably your best game in Portugal, Spain. That is your best game. That's a good one. Match. I'm sorry.
Are they doing those annoying vuvuzelas? What are those things? Remember that? The
wish.
last World Cup, those horns, those plastic horns that you would, like buy at some like cheap theme park, and then
and then you can find them in every dollar store after that World Cup.
You could,
obnoxious.
There's no way Russia is allowing those in their stadiums. That was what was that? South Africa? I think that was a South African World Cup, if I remember correctly.
I don't even remember. I can't remember. Like if you had to ask, like where was the last World Cup? Where'd they play?
Brazil.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was Brazil then they did it, right?
I think it was South Africa. Was that 8 years ago?
Yeah.
The Vuvuzela was 8 years ago?
Yeah, I think it was 8 years
My
ago.
Lord.
Gosh, was it really? Yeah,
That's
I think you're
wild.
right. It was 8 years ago.
Yeah, that was South Africa, and then 14 was Brazil, and they didn't have the Vuvuzela epidemic there. They had different epidemics, but not Vuvuzela.
And they're going to have a very different epidemic in this one.
Yes.
Can anybody name what country won the last World Cup?
Germany.
Okay.
Yep.
Very nice. All right. Just checking to see where you guys' knowledge is.
Yeah.
I'm all over it, man.
I remember. Well, USA was in last time, right?
Yes, they lost to Belgium.
I remember.
Was it Landon Collins? What's the name of that guy? No, what was his name?
The goalie?
Remember, he was kind of balding dude. No, he's the guy that he was the one star that we had. He was a short, dark-haired guy.
Oh, Landon Donovan.
Landon Donovan. There you go.
Was he playing that?
He didn't make the team. That was the big controversy with Jurgen Klinsmann.
It was Dorsey, wasn't it? What's his name? Dorsey? Oh, God.
Dempsey.
I don't know.
Dempsey.
Yeah.
Patrick Dempsey.
No, Clint Dempsey. Come on.
Yeah. Good to show you. Yeah. Soccer's got a way to go to get into our regular vernacular.
We made it into the World Cup because we lost.
That's true.
We lost, but no, we tied, and we still won because of the asinine rules of soccer.
Is it a major blow that the U.S. isn't in the World Cup this year? I mean, you miss 4 years. I mean, the good news is that, we're going to get in 2026, but I mean, for the development of soccer in this country, the fact that we're sitting here and we're trying to plug in and remember who did what and who we're going to root for, yeah, you would think that that is a real bad blow, and that ultimately FIFA and soccer itself is like, man, we really want to get soccer implanted in America, and for them to not be in the World Cup, I think so too. I think it's a big blow because you got to wait at least another. Well, I mean, you're going to go what by the time the U.S. has a chance to be in it? It'd be 8 years since you've seen the U.S. team in a World Cup.
I mean, 4 years from now, well, hopefully they make it. When
exactly,
the
but the quick math is it's been 4 since. It'll be 4 more, so that's
that'd be another 8. That'd be 8 total.
One in the get out your shoes.
There's too much math here in this segment. We're going back like 8 years. There's things multiples of 4.
Yeah, you better hold on, man. It's going to be a quick show today.
We're going to be brain dead by segment 2.
Hey, you turned your mic off. Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Come on, man.
We're all struggling here today.
I apologize.
Diener can't do math. Ricky Bobby's just
I'm
turned himself off.
trying to type, and I don't want the typing to go into the thing. And I apologize.
Good
That's my
Lord.
bad.
Can we just reboot this thing?
Listen, at least I remembered Clint Dempsey's name, all right?
Yeah, but you also said nil, jackass.
What are you more excited for? You got World Cup kicking off today and the U.S. Open is going on. What gets you more jacked up? What would you rather see?
World Cup for me.
Okay.
There's personal preference. I mean, not to knock the U.S. Open. I think it's fun. It's one of the majors in golf. But World Cup it's the biggest event in the world.
Yeah. What about you, Ricky Bobby?
I mean, I guess you can't escape the World Cup, so probably that. I mean, at this point in time, it's like I don't really care about either one of them, but golf seems a lot less entertaining.
I care about both. I care about the World Cup because it's a better drinking event. I'm more excited by that because I can go to a bar and I'm not going to look like an alcoholic drinking at 7:30 in the morning.
Right.
It'd be
it's allowed.
It's acceptable now. I get grandfathered in. That's just my style.
You just tell them that you're from one of those countries and you'll be fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
totally look like I'm from Uruguay.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying.
Totally.
Just a little spray tan, you'll be fine.
That'd be great. Yeah.
Egypt, Uruguay. You're pumped up for it. It's fine.
I am. I'm pumped up.
You're Egyptian.
Yeah. Egyptian Kev. Yeah, the U.S. Open, you go to a bar and you watch golf, it's not really that exciting. It's there. It's on. I mean, unless it's like Tiger, somebody's making a great charge. Golf did used to have that feel. I remember.
Sundays are still fun.
Yeah, but, that environment where a bar was into golf and watching on the final day and people are like rowdy and you're like, there's excitement around it, there's an energy. It was 10 years ago when Tiger was making a charge, and it was probably 2005 when he had that unbelievable U.S. Open, won by 17 strokes or something like that.
Those days are gone.
Yeah, 13 years ago. So, but everybody's still kind of watching to see, okay, is this going to be the year?
It's so sad.
Yeah, it is.
Is this going to be the time? Is this going to be the one? No.
Already. Boy, some people out of the chute, some big names hitting some early trouble right now at U.S. Open.
What do we got?
Well, one that's really standing out is Rory McIlroy. He actually was doing worse. He's improved a little bit. I haven't checked on the most recent update, but he was at plus 10.
It's not a good score.
He's gone, at least my latest update was plus 9 through 14.
Oh, gosh.
And I thought it was funny because he made this comment. He's changed the approach to how he's going about the game of golf. He's always been so serious, but now this is his new strategy.
Basically, it's been since my dad became a member of Seminole, and I was able to go over there and play a lot of golf with him, and that I really started to enjoy fun golf again and playing these different courses. If I've got a shot that I need to execute under pressure here this week, it's no different than playing that shot when I'm out there playing with my dad or my buddies or whatever it is. So obviously there is a separation of the two, but the more you can get into that mindset of being relaxed and enjoying it, the better you're going to play.
Well, I'm not sure if he's enjoying it today.
He's looking for fun golf. Well, maybe if they put like a windmill out there, or like a pig with an umbrella, maybe he might have a little more fun.
That would be fun.
Still early, but he's tied for 75th.
So he's not. The fun golf isn't working.
It's not doing too well.
And do you guys know anything about Seminole? It's that course in Juno Beach. It's super uber exclusive.
See, I've never been there. It's I don't fit in.
I don't know rich people.
Yeah, just to drop it on you, it was built by Donald Ross in 1929.
Oh, the Donald Ross.
Like Donald Ross, yeah.
Like Donald Ross.
Like
Drive.
the road?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's consistently ranked as one of the top 100 courses in the U.S.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've only heard of it, and I know I don't know anybody that goes. It's like all the really super rich people.
You just hear whispers of it in the wind.
It's it.
Golf.
Yeah,
it's almost
like
myth.
Yeah, it's almost
so
like
weird.
Don't Speak of Seminole.
It's like the Village.
Yes.
Yeah. Jason Day's struggling. Phil Mickelson, Jordan Spieth, Bubba Watson even was +7 through 16. Justin Rose doing okay. He's towards the top at +1, but apparently the wind is wreaking havoc on people. Ricky Fowler was +3 after 14, and Tiger Woods really just kind of got it going. But he's playing a great group with Dustin Johnson and Justin Thomas.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so talking about excited, I'm excited to see that grouping coming up.
Sounds like a bunch of country singers.
It does.
Kind of, yeah.
It's like Diamond Rio.
Kind of does. Well, the Ravens camp, they're saying that Lamar Jackson is looking like a young Michael Vick. But who would you rather take if you had your pick? Would you rather have a young Michael Vick or a young Lamar Jackson? We'll actually compare their numbers coming up next.
Yep, he's here too. It's Kevin's Other Show, right here on 640 The Hurricane.
So what's wrong with Jarvis Landry?
Dude is bitter.
I mean, he can't stop talking about the Dolphins and Tannehill. It's like, dude, you're in Cleveland, man. Why don't you worry about your new team? Hey, you know what? Whatever happened, it's just the NFL. You're not here. He has now, in 2 separate interviews, taken some stabs at Ryan Tannehill. Last week in an interview, he said, quote, "The quarterback play is so important, which has got me that much more excited about Tyrod Taylor and Baker Mayfield.
That's a shot.
And the way that they're throwing the ball out here, it makes me that much more excited. It's a lot better than what I had in Miami."
Jerk.
Is he lying? I mean,
he's a jerk. I don't care if he's lying or not.
No, but
Well,
that's
that's ultimately my question. Is this sour grapes, or is there truth to what he's saying? Are you buying that Tyrod Taylor is throwing the ball better than Ryan Tannehill?
Yeah. I'm buying that.
You're buying it.
You're buying that.
Tyrod Taylor and Baker Mayfield are a better setup than Ryan Tannehill. And who's the Matt? What's his name?
What, Matt
He's
Moore?
gone.
Matt Moore.
He's
gone.
gone,
Okay,
yeah.
who's a backup then there? I don't even know.
It's Brock
Brock
Osweiler.
Brock
Osweiler,
Osweiler.
yeah.
So
You knew.
yes.
You just wanted me to say Brock Osweiler was the
I
backup.
really wanted them to say it out loud.
You're a jerk,
just
too.
to kind of remind yourself. Yeah, no, I believe that's a better setup. 100%.
Okay, so we're now putting Tyrod Taylor ahead of Ryan. I just want to make sure it's what we're doing. Tyrod Taylor's ahead of
That's
Ryan
what Ricky's
Tannehill.
doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Well, that's my question. You honestly believe in that, or are you just trolling?
No. I really do believe in that. I really think that.
I feel like you're trolling. There's like
No.
an air of trolling here.
The Brock
It's that-
Osweiler.
it's-
that
I feel
was
like
a
you're
troll.
trolling.
That
It's
was a
that
troll.
ridiculous.
It's not that ridiculous.
It's that ridiculous that we think you're
ridiculous.
trolling.
No, I don't think it's that ridiculous.
Okay.
I'm not
I don't
buying
understand.
it.
But okay, so explain to me why you think it's ridiculous to say that Tyrod Taylor and Baker Mayfield is a better setup than
Well, first of all,
Tannehill
Baker
and-
Mayfield hasn't taken a snap in the NFL.
Right,
No,
we
I
don't know.
understand that. Okay, that's fine.
We don't know.
Brock
Brock
Osweiler,
Osweiler
yeah.
has
Even though
improved
he's
the bed.
At one
Yeah.
point, though, there was a franchise that really believed and went all in on Brock Osweiler.
Yeah, there was like 2 of them, weren't there?
Yeah.
None of them worked out. So.
Okay, but maybe
Okay.
there's still potential there. Whatever they saw,
That's
maybe
true.
maybe
Well,
there's something. I mean, but
potential, but just as much potential as Baker Mayfield has. Next.
I call it a
but
wash.
he's taking. Okay,
I call it a wash because
wash.
because
what
no,
a
wait,
crap answer.
because we have
you
Brock
can't,
Osweiler.
you can't even come back
Okay,
at
well,
me
then
with
no, if you're
anything.
calling-
All you call
no.
this a wash?
then that just totally trumps it out. So it's like this isn't sour grapes. This is just a guy that's speaking the truth.
yeah.
I think
Okay.
it's. I
You
think it's
can't.
still.
If you cannot say, listen, dude, you cannot come at me with a wash.
Yeah.
You cannot be so
You can't-
opposed to what I'm saying and then just say that. No. They're just the same.
You just got canceled. Yeah, if you're going to come with that against what he just said, and you're the Dolphins guy here, then it's like, nah, it doesn't count.
Here's the thing.
Then okay, but we got to move on.
no,
because
hold
it's
on,
not,
hold on a second.
All right. So what's the
I'm
thing?
not gonna
Spit
give you
it
that much
out there,
credit.
Popeye.
Because if we're going with both quarterbacks, I hate Brock Osweiler that much as a quarterback that I call it a wash when you put in the quarterback and the backup and the starter. But if you're just going Ryan Tannehill,
starter to starter,
yeah, it's not even a contest in my mind. Tannehill isn't Dan Marino, but he's better than Tyrod Taylor.
That's why I call this sour grapes, because I'm going starter for starter, and it feels like he's taking the shots at Tannehill. This isn't a shot, at Brock, because he wouldn't even really have the Brock Osweiler experience.
Yeah, it's not
he
fair.
Wasn't here for that.
You can't compare Brock Osweiler to Baker Mayfield. He hasn't played yet.
He hasn't even taken a pass from Osweiler. So this is completely a shot at Ryan Tannehill, and it becomes more evident because just yesterday he talks about how he never had a good relationship with Tannehill and said that he's not surprised he hadn't heard from him since he went to Cleveland. Said, yeah, we're not tight, So,
well, he barely threw to him too.
No, he didn't.
Oh, come on, he had a lot of receptions.
No. What did I hear? Gosh, I don't have the number in front of me. It was like out of like 300 attempts, like he went to him like 200 times, something like that. So I mean, he was.
Tannehill did.
I mean, yeah, he was like.
Or Matt Moore did.
No, I think it was.
Or Jay Cutler did.
Stop with Jay Cutler.
I'm just saying.
No, I know they bounced around a lot.
But
the point was
Jarvis
Landry was when Tannehill was in there. He was throwing the ball to him. Like that was his primary target. That's what makes these comments
majority only target,
seem like it's unfounded. That's what makes it feel like it's sour grapes. Because like, dude, he was throwing you the ball.
Yeah, okay, but let me ask you a question. If you have Ryan Tannehill and Brock Osweiler, and now Ryan.
I hate talking about Osweiler.
I know. But you have Ryan Tannehill and Brock Osweiler. And Ryan Tannehill has a tendency to get hurt. Okay, that's fine. We understand that. So if he goes down and you have Brock Osweiler, do you feel better about if Tyrod Taylor sucks and they pull him and they put Baker Mayfield in, or Brock Osweiler being in? Let me just ask the question, because he's using both quarterbacks when he makes that reference.
No,
he's not just saying
but we
Tannehill
are qualified that he can't, because he never took any balls from Brock Osweiler. So all he's doing is just trolling on Tannehill. He's got some beef against Tannehill for whatever reason. I don't get what it is. It's sour grapes. It can't.
But you know his track record, just like Jarvis Landry knows his track record, just like any Joe Schmo that's ever watched a Brock Osweiler game after the year.
I think it's a separate argument. And in fact, he shouldn't really. And I don't even know if he necessarily did include Baker Mayfield so much in the comparison. I think he was going more Tannehill to Tyrod Taylor.
Oh, I was going off of the base that he was using both of them.
He said both names because I think he was just trying to cover his own butt at that point.
I think so too.
That's conspiracy theory.
But no, it's not, because it's like he's clearly trolling on Tannehill. It's a personal beef, and so that's where I think the comparison is. Yeah, I mean the backups, I don't think we've seen enough.
And you know what? Screw Jarvis Landry here, because this is a guy that had one of his best seasons when Tannehill was taking them to the playoffs before he got hurt in that Arizona game a couple of years back. Yeah. So I don't know where he gets off talking about that Tannehill was garbage for him. So what if you guys don't like each other? He made you or helped make you into what he is.
Did he say he was garbage?
No, I was saying
he said he feels he's in a better situation now.
Okay, what I'm saying is I don't care if they feel like they had a bad relationship. That's fine. That's off the football field. But don't go and sit here and say that he wasn't a good quarterback for you, because
did he say he wasn't a good quarterback for him?
He did. Yes, that is essentially what he's saying.
No, but he said what I have now is much better than what we had in Miami.
Yes, he's calling him garbage. He is. Because when you're saying that Tyrod Taylor is better than the guy that I had, you're calling him garbage.
Well, I mean, not necessarily.
He helped him get to where he is today. And don't I even act like Jarvis Landry, like you're the guy that can go downfield 60 yards and catch pass.
No, he even admits he doesn't have any speed.
He doesn't. He's a 15-yard out guy.
Oh, no, yeah. Well, he's a slot receiver. But let me ask you a question, though. Imagine if you were playing, who's better, Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady?
I mean, it's
Tom Brady. Okay. Yeah. So imagine if you were playing for the Packers and then you went over to the Patriots and you were like, hey, man, what I got here is better than what I got there. That doesn't mean that Aaron Rodgers is garbage. It just means he feels more comfortable with who he's playing with now.
That's a different story, though.
Why is that a different story?
Because you just named the two best quarterbacks in the league.
But I'm saying that you automatically went to him calling him garbage. It doesn't necessarily mean that he called him garbage. You could have just said, hey, I feel more comfortable in this position than I did with leaky Ryan Tannehill.
But the fact he went after him 2 different interviews, it feels like he's trying to troll at Tannehill. And the question is why? Sour grapes for some reason. That's what the conclusion I come to. If this was a one-time interview thing, okay, maybe there's not much to read into it. But 2 shots in 1 week just feels like sour grapes to me.
Yes.
Right.
Do you buy this? Ravens players are apparently in awe of Lamar Jackson.
Ooh.
They're comparing him to a young Michael Vick. Now, I was looking at some highlight footage of Michael Vick when we had him in couple weeks ago. In fact, Vic is going to be in town at Boca High on Saturday. I'll get to that in just a second. But I kind of was looking back because to me, Michael Vick, man, just had an unbelievable arm and he had the legs to go with it. Lamar Jackson, do you remember being that in awe of his passing ability. He had some good throws, but man, Michael Vick had a cannon to go with the legs. Lamar Jackson's got great legs, decent passer.
Yeah.
But if he were stuck in a pocket, would you be like, wow, Lamar Jackson's great? Would he have won the Heisman without the legs?
He did make some good throws in college, but I mean, I'm with you on this. Where when
I don't think he was terribly accurate, though.
I mean, he was fine.
He was his 56% completion is what Michael Vick did in college. Lamar Jackson, if you were comparing the two, where was his? Michael Vick was that. Lamar Jackson. Dang it, I don't have his completion percentage. I think he was right about the same. He was a little bit lower. He had a passer rating of 142. Michael Vick had 150 in college. But I was looking at the numbers, comparing the two to say, okay, if you made a comparison between Lamar Jackson and Michael Vick, you know, Michael Vick had one last year in college. He only did 2 years. Lamar did 3. But dang, man, Lamar did put up some. He put up 69 touchdowns to 27 interceptions.
Yeah.
He ran for 50 touchdowns and over 4,000 yards rushing. Michael Vick at Virginia Tech, 21 touchdowns. So it was 69 touchdowns to 21. He had 11 interceptions. So it was almost a 2-to-1 interception ratio. And if you look at Lamar Jackson, it was 3-to-1.
Whoa.
So, yeah, arguably maybe Lamar Jackson had a better college career than even Michael Vick. And so looking at this point, remember at one point, Michael Vick was the highest paid player in the NFL.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess because when I first read that, I'm like, well, nah, come on, there's no way.
Well, look, I mean, with Lamar Jackson, there's no arguing that he did have one of the best careers in college football history at the quarterback position. I mean, just numbers-wise, right?
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he was in his freshman year and he won the Heisman. We all thought right away, oh, wow, the next Michael Vick. Mm-hmm. We don't know how it's going to translate yet. But one thing that did make me really upset when I saw that headline with the Ravens, if that happens, the Dolphins passed him over.
Oh, I know.
Let's remember
completely.
that.
No,
the Dolphins could have drafted him.
Absolutely.
I mean, the Jets could have drafted Dan Marino, so it is what it is.
Well, he was
It
here in
always
South
happens.
Florida, and weren't they giving him a hassle about working out at the complex?
Yep. A Boynton Beach kid.
Yeah, I didn't get that. And so far this season, you know, he's not going to come in there and take over for Flacco in year one, but they're putting him on the field together, so they're going to try to possibly run a package where they're both going to be out there.
Is this like a Wildcat thing they're going to try to do now?
I don't know. It'll be interesting. They might. Well, I mean, Flacco's got zero. I mean, he's zero mobility.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he's got a rocket, but he's also like 18 feet tall, so he can be able to see the end zone of the field of the home field when he's away.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's a little bit different for him.
Jolly Green Giant.
Michael Vick is going to be at the Future Stars game. It's going to be in Boca High. It's got 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, but you know, I know there's a lot of people still have some hard feelings about Michael Vick, but he is trying to make a little bit good on some stuff. We talked to him a little bit about his legacy and what he wants it to be, and I think he realizes, yeah, he's made some big-time mistakes in his life, and he needs to do right, and he's trying to mentor kids so they don't make the same mistakes that he did. So, you know, yeah, he'll admit, you know, I asked him the conversation. I said, if you go back and talk to the old Michael Vick, what would it be like? And he said, yeah, it'd be a tough conversation. He said, I really have to kind of knock him around. Now, is there sincerity in that? I don't know. But to me, actions speak louder than words, and he's at least trying to do stuff to help kids and mentor them. So if you want to go check out Michael Vick, they're going to be playing the 6th grade game at noon, 2:30 for 7th grade, and the 8th graders are at 5. That's going to be at Boca High on Saturday. You can check out Michael Vick when he's in town. Stephen A., what is he into?
Ricky's boy.
Boobs or butts?
Oh, boy.
He answered the question. We'll let you know what he said next.
Get Kevin's other show whenever the hell you want on YouTube and at 640thehurricane.com.
Stephen A. Smith from ESPN decided to go on Snoop Dogg's YouTube show.
It's a good idea from the get-go.
Well, you know, when,
That's a good point.
When you're an ESPN Disney guy
Yep.
and you go on Snoop Dogg's unfiltered YouTube show
Yeah, Sir Smoke-a-Lots.
where you can do whatever you want, you got to figure maybe something is going to come out
Yeah, it's a bad idea to start with. Ricky's right on this one.
that's going to be tough for you to explain. Well, here's what happened. Snoop Dogg posed the question to Michael Vick and said, okay, what are you into?
Or Stephen A., right?
To Stephen A.
We
sorry.
don't want to put words in Michael Vick. He's in enough trouble.
He's already
in the
trying
past.
to rehabilitate himself.
My
as
mind's
it
in the
is.
last segment.
Okay.
Stephen A. Smith was asked by Snoop Dogg, what you into? You like the boobs or do you like the butts? Here's what he said.
Always ass.
Whoa.
That's true. I'm going to answer that. I mean, I'm associated with Walt Disney, but damn it, everybody knows that I'm a bottom feeder.
Oh, God.
Oh, Lord.
Oh.
Like, he could have just left that off it.
Why did that? That was
Yes.
so creepy in the beginning, too.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
whispering. Play that again.
It was. Listen to
let
him.
me play it again.
Always ass.
Oh,
yeah.
You hear the uncomfortable laughter in the background, too?
Yeah, they're like, oh, he's weirding me out.
That's his PR agent going, oh, God.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm a bottom feeder.
I'm a bottom feeder. I'm a bottom feeder. It just makes you feel like not only is he like into it, he's like, he's like that kind of like, you know.
He called himself a bottom feeder.
Bottom feeder.
That's implying
Is what he
something
said,
there.
which, yeah, that just that takes the visual to a whole new level.
I'm a bottom feeder.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
Stop it.
Oh, yeah.
Stop.
Apology in 3, 2. He said on his radio show, unfortunately, I answered the question like I answer every question, very, very honestly and matter-of-factly, not thinking anything of it.
I like how you're whispering like him, too, like you did in that clip.
Well, he's doing in that same tone because he wants to let you know that.
I'm a bottom feeder.
It hurts every time.
Oh, man.
You know what I love, too, is that he was immediately regretting what he was saying by prefacing, I know I work for Disney, but I'm going to say this anyway.
No, I don't think he regretted anything he said until after he got yelled at because he said, I know work for Disney. And then he made it much more explicit than it needed to be.
Yeah, he said
like,
bottom
just
feeder.
to say you're a butt guy is one thing, but then to go down and say you were a bottom feeder?
Right.
Oh, yeah, he went for it. I'm a bottom feeder.
So
A
bad.
brown noser?
Yeah, that's kind of what he's
No.
saying.
All right, well, we're not ESPN, so we can talk
right.
about whatever we want here.
Yes.
Booty.
Are you a booty guy?
Huh?
Butts, boobs. What do you like? What's better, Ricky Bobby?
I don't know, man. Like, I'm really torn. I just love, I love everything about a woman in general.
Okay.
fair.
Oh, man, that's so right in the fence.
Personality and eyes, right?
No, not the personality eyes. I mean, no, just, no, I don't really know. I guess I never really thought about it too much. I guess boobs.
Okay.
Yeah.
My mom's so proud of me right now.
Diener.
I mean, look, I don't discriminate.
Okay, all right.
Just
I've
like
already
Ricky,
done all the
but-
apologizing.
No, I mean, definitely a butt guy. Yeah.
Oh, you are?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm a bottom feeder.
I'm not gonna go as far.
That's
as
the
Stephen
worst
A.
way to put that I'm a butt
Yeah,
guy ever, yeah.
I'm not gonna go say I'm a bottom.
feeder.
Yeah, let's not do that again.
It.
All right, well, what we've done in honor of Stephen A. Smith's apology here, we've compiled for you the top 5 best butt songs ever recorded.
Good idea.
Booty songs.
Ever recorded. Here's our list at number 5.
That's a good one. Juvenile.
One of the early Lil Wayne tracks.
That's
too.
right.
Lil Wayne did that?
Lil Wayne was on that track.
Oh,
yeah,
look at you pop up
After
video.
you back it up and stop.
Yeah, at the very
drop,
end.
Drop,
Yeah.
drop it
That
like
was
it's hot
the
came
first
from.
time he drop it like it's hot. That's where it came from. He invented it in that song.
Oh, yeah. This is a song goes back to a band called Spinal Tap. They had a movie back in the
Oh,
day.
sure.
A cult classic. And if you know anything about butts,
This
just
one goes up to 11.
yeah, to 11. Big or Fat Bottom. That's the name of this one. Fat Bottom.
Fat bottom.
In at number 4 of our best butt songs.
Come on. Jeez.
That's right, baby.
What Stephen A. said is still worse.
I'm a bottom feeder.
Oh, gosh.
You know, is that what he just said?
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah. I would
That's
love to
number
hear.
4?
Yeah, that's number 4. I know. You're right. I think it's only because it's aged out. But yeah,
Wow.
that's a tough one. Yeah, that's number 4 there. Best butt songs. And number 3,
All right, yeah.
I don't think you're ready for this jelly.
It's literally in the song.
Yeah, it's fair.
That's right, Destiny's Child. Yeah, you got to put that in there. Okay. Best butt songs of all time. In at number 2, I feel like I'm doing a countdown.
Right.
You do,
Yeah,
like,
number 2
Yeah.
on the best booty song.
Casey
got to
Kasem.
sound like Casey Kasem or Seacrest, whatever over here. In at number 2. That's right. Come on. Red Firelight.
Might use this as a rejoin.
Oh, that's a great song.
Yeah.
Fat bottom girls, you make the right making world go round. That's right. Come on.
It's a great song.
That is a classic.
What's number one?
Well, what could it be? We've counted down 4 of the best butt songs ever recorded.
Thank you, Stephen A., for giving this.
We did have some
material.
honorable mentions though, because there was a lot. There was a lot of stuff that we had to pick from.
Could have gone
A
to
lot
top
of
10,
booty
yeah.
songs.
Could have
a
gone
lot
to top
booty
10, but
songs.
this isn't a musical show. So we had to do it.
Had to cut it down to 5.
And at number 1, I don't like it, but you got to say, of all the biggest butt songs of all time.
I like big butts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like the classic booty song of all time.
And if you asked, like, went down the block and we're asking 10 people, give me a butt song real quick. It's going to be Baby Got Back.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
Probably
that's
9
true.
out of 10 times.
I would imagine.
It's the gospel of booty songs.
It is.
Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Now, some of the honorable mentions that we got. These are the best butt songs that did not make our top 5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This was,
Oh,
good one.
yeah.
Mystical.
Good one, mystical a little bit for you.
Because you know I'm all about that.
Okay.
Which I did not know was about
That's
the
a butt
butt.
song?
And
Really?
yes,
Oh, is it
all
really?
about that bass. No treble, meaning no upstairs, all downstairs.
Oh, my humps, yeah.
sure.
My hump, my hump, my hump.
That's a good one.
My lovely little lumps. Check it out.
Oh, Cisco.
Long
Song. Bubba Sparks was the first one.
Bubba Sparks, that's right.
Now, I got a question about my humps. Now, is that about the butt or is that about boobs? What are my humps? Because to me, humps, that's plural, that's 2. And if you're talking about the butt, usually it's talking about it 1 unit.
Yeah.
In fact, for some reason, when you talk about them as separate humps, it almost makes it gross because it reminds you what's in the middle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I mean, it's
yeah.
kind of that
He
visual.
didn't,
just like
didn't
the
say
one-
bottoms feeder.
Right. So yeah,
the one bottom.
What is? Does anybody know the mind of Fergie and the Black Eyed Peas? Are my humps, boobs, or butt?
This was a song that came up on Best Booty for a bunch of different playlists, and then I'm listening to the song and it says "My Little Lady Lumps," and I'm thinking it's like, if it's a booty song, shouldn't it be about big lady lumps?
Yeah, because then it's not like, because you want to sing about the butt being plump
Yeah,
and
big.
round and not like little, and that's why it makes me think like it's got to be a boob
Yeah,
song.
You would think so, but it's classified on so many different. Now, I've done a lot of scientific research
Yes,
on this.
I can tell.
And it's
Yeah.
been classified on many a list, many a study, mostly by
yeah.
Harvard and Yale, that this is a booty song, apparently.
Can we get an in-depth study on the Black Eyed Peas?
Well, I mean, I was reading an article out of the Crimson, and this is exactly what they said.
Crimson.
You know?
Hey, well, I'll have to go with it. If she had said mud flaps, maybe it would have made it more clear.
Maybe.
that
yeah.
definitely would have made it more clear. We would have then known.
I'm a bottom feeder.
Yeah, he is, baby. He is. Oh, man. Coming up, I'm going to shed a little bit more Marlins positivity.
I can't believe this keeps happening.
I know, man. What the heck is going on with the Marlins? I can't wait to talk about that. And did you guys happen to see that rundown play that happened with the former Marlin, Christian Yelich, in the Brewers-Cubs game?
I did not.
Okay, you didn't see that. I got to tell you about that. But what's more important is the name of the guy that drew up that exact play they ran.
I can't wait.
I can't believe it. I'll tell you about it next.
Think Gloria did a bad job? Wait till you hear this crap. It's Kevin's Other Show on 640 The Hurricane.
Shot to center. It does drive back. Hernandez, he's got an excellent arm. Here's Rojas. Throw coming to the plate. He's flying. There you go. The Marlins have won another walk-off.
Look at that, baby.
They're on
yeah.
fire.
On a
Oh,
walk-off.
man. They are just owning the Giants at Marlins Park. There was almost 6,000 people that were pumped. Yeah.
One of those 6,000 people was Doug Plagans, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Dougie Fresh went to the game last night, and he posted on Twitter that every time he shows up to a Giants game, they wind up losing. So
Okay.
after they lost, I tweeted at him with the picture of the score, and I said, "That streak continues, Doug Plagans."
Did he respond with some type of...
No, of course he didn't.
Dry
no, I don't
non-humor?
even think he runs his own friggin' Twitter.
Really? Is he that big now? He doesn't run his own
No,
Twitter?
no, I just
I
think
was going to
he's
say,
that
Doug
dull.
Plagans?
Wow.
People are
No.
going, who's Doug Plagans?
No.
Why are you guys talking about somebody we don't know?
No, if it's not about the Panthers, he's not talking about it.
Well, the Marlins had to rally again, and that's it. They get down, they get back up, and bam, took down the Giants 5-4, walk-off last night.
Love it.
Rookie Brian Anderson, this guy is becoming a force. I mean, there he goes again. Like, he is becoming the name. I thought it was going to be Lewis Brinson, but it's going to be Brian Anderson. This your guy. Andrew Suarez, who was the Giants pitcher, he was the guy who used to pitch for the Canes, College World Series. In fact, I think he opened up Marlins Park back in 2012 was his little claim to fame, because it was the Marlins played the Canes before they started the regular season, and so technically the first game, Suarez was on the mound there at Marlins Park. A little fun fact for you. Got another fun fact, too. The Marlins had the roof open for the 15th time this season. That's already a season record. And look at this. We're only in June.
See? Look at all the great changes Jeter is making.
It's a good call. I always wondered why they had the roof closed. And I think it was...
doesn't make a difference.
Well, I think, you know what? It's better ambiance. I've been there when the roof is open and when it's closed. When it's closed, it's just, I don't know. It feels like they're freaking playing in a Walmart. I mean, I know it's cooler, but it's like, you know, I mean, to me, there's just something about it. And I really recognized it because I had gone to a Marlins game, and a couple days later, I was in Detroit, and I went to a Tigers game. And, man, it's just a cool experience there. It feels like a baseball stadium, and you got like a skyline. And I know the Marlins do too, but it just had more of a feel. The open air in baseball, it does make a big difference, I think.
No, it does.
Just the fan experience.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, so Marlins already going today. So game started at 12:10, so it's already going. So if you want to go tonight, it ain't going to happen.
Are they at 500 yet? No?
No.
No, they didn't catch up yet? No?
500.
No.
Am I getting carried away? 3 straight wins. I got me too excited.
Yeah.
Are the Giants any good?
That's a good question.
No.
What is the Giants' record? I feel like they should be.
I don't think they're very good. There's actually doesn't seem like there's a lot of teams, at least in the NL, out west, that's any good. And it's almost. It seems like they're all kind of messing around. Nobody really wants to claim.
They're 2 games under 500. So
yeah.
So they're not terrible.
Well, I mean, but they're better than the Marlins. The Marlins right now are 26-42, so yeah, they're a ways off.
Oh, so they got a way to go then.
Yeah.
I can't believe you asked that question like out loud.
Yeah, Giants are 33-35,
They
so
got a way to go.
they're a little better than the Marlins. So hey, a win's a win, man.
No,
Win's a win.
absolutely. I just can't believe it's 3 days in a row of positivity.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, we could be the Orioles. Orioles are atrocious. They're 19-48.
Oh, that's not good at all.
They are already in June, and early June, 27 games out of first.
Wow. They're almost 30 games under 500.
It's
Good
insane.
Gosh.
Yeah.
19-48?
Worst record in baseball. And their first baseman, Chris Davis, is struggling as the worst hitter right now this season. He's on pace to have possibly the worst season in Major League Baseball history.
No way.
It's so bad that there is a bar near Camden Yards called Bartender's Pub. And on their Facebook page, they announced they've got a new deal that anytime this scrub, Chris Davis, gets a hit, you get a free shot.
Oh, that's so mean.
For the bar. Well, they say, they rely so much on Orioles bar traffic, and with a record of 19 wins,
nobody's coming.
And so they're like, we got to do something. So, yeah, come and at least root on how awful we are. And if this, scrub actually gets a hit, we'll give you a shot.
It's pretty good.
It is a pretty good bar promotion.
It's pretty brilliant, yeah.
If you got an awful team, what else are you going to do?
You get there for an hour, maybe by like the 3rd and the 5th or 6th inning, you stick around for a couple at bats and see what happens.
Oh, imagine if he ever goes 4 for 4.
Goes 4 for 4?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, well.
Breaks the slump.
This didn't work out the way we wanted it to.
Yeah. There was a pretty interesting play that happened. It was and actually a good series is going on right now. It's the Brewers and the Cubs. They're battling for the, NL West?
Central?
Yeah, sorry, NL Central. Yeah, in fact, right now the Brewers lead the Cubs by a game and a half. So it's, they're right up there, punching back and forth. Yelich has been great.
Our boy Yelich.
Yeah.
Miss him.
Your boy.
Miss that guy.
He was on second base. There was a hit up the middle, and he takes off from second, gets caught in a rundown because the second baseman fields it, and he's like, "Oh, no, I'm not going to go to first. I'm going to get the lead runner right there." Bam. So caught up in a rundown between first and second. The guy who was on first base for the Brewers, Lorenzo Cain, he comes around and he comes all the way to second base. And he realizes that Anthony Rizzo totally got off first base and no one's even covering. So he runs and he tells Yelich, he's like, run to second. And the Cubs freeze. They don't throw him out. Yelich is safe at second and there's no one covering first base. So Lorenzo Cain easily goes running back. And apparently it is a play that was designed. They were talking to Lorenzo Cain before and he said he wanted to credit his former first base coach when he played in Kansas City. And I got to tread lightly on this. He said, I want to credit that play to Rusty.
Don't.
How do you pronounce this name?
Don't do it.
Wait a second.
How do you pronounce this name? It's spelled
Okay.
Kuntz.
Stop it.
Okay.
Now I see why
All
you're
right.
hesitating.
Kuntz, I'm hoping.
I'm hoping it's Kuntz. Let's just do that for safety reasons.
It's got to be Rusty Kuntz, because if it's not, you have maybe one of the greatest names next to Dick Trickle in sports history. I mean, it's Kuntz, right?
It's got to be Kuntz.
Kuntz is Kuntz?
I mean, it
No?
sounds like a yearbook name. It sounds like something like a 17-year-old would do in his yearbook.
But how many people have mispronounced his name?
Of course.
Like in teachers throughout his whole life. I mean, come on.
His last name might as well be Hawkstone.
Come on. And if that is your last name, considering the connotation on that, don't you at least change the spelling of it? I know maybe you're disrespecting generations of Kuntzes.
Just put 2 O's in there or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Change the spelling, make it Koontz, right? Because if not, when I first read that, I'm like, that can't be his name. Rusty, what? There's no way, right?
I don't,
What is it?
I'm looking at the phonetics, man. And
Stop.
It really, its full name is.
It can't
What
be.
is the phonetics?
It can't be.
No,
It
it's
can't
not.
be.
It's not. It's not the bad, is it?
I think it might be.
Is it really?
Oh my gosh. How do you go through
But
life?
his name's Rusty on top of it. Rusty, really? It makes it sound like grandma's, I mean, does it not? You hear that name, that's the first thing I think. What are we talking about here?
I'm locked up over here.
Right.
Oh
The
my
same thing
gosh.
happened to me. I'm like, this can't be.
I wonder if he's a bottom feeder. Rusty.
Wow.
Russell.
See,
just
that's
go-
what you got to do. You
Come
can't
on.
be Rusty. You got to go with Russell. At
Yeah.
least it kind of
Russell.
gives you a little bit of dignity when you're going to have that
Yeah.
last name, if that's really how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Kuntz grew up in Kansas and
Wait, it's-
California.
I mean, if
What's
that's his
his
name,
name?
you can say it, right?
Yeah, Rusty Kuntz.
Do we have to bleep that, or did that make it through the censors? Okay.
I
all
don't know
right.
what to do now.
We should probably bleep out Rusty Kuntz.
And you said it again.
Oh, you can't. Oh, because that's the word we have to bleep out. Oh, okay.
That's the one,
That's
yeah.
the last time I'll say Rusty Kuntz.
Apparently,
I hate you.
apparently he's a baseball genius.
Oh,
So he's known for something other than having one of the greatest sports names ever.
Kuntz was at the Royals in 2013.
That's 4 times now.
Thank you, Rusty.
Kuntz.
All right. Boy, the censors are busy today.
Yeah, that's me.
If you want to hear the uncensored version, you can check it out on the podcast and on YouTube. It's just that way. We don't have to bleep it there, baby. You can also follow us on Twitter, too. It's Kevin's Other Show.
You listened to him on the KVJ show for years. Every time he tried to talk sports, he'd get shut down. After years of begging, we finally gave in. Brought to you by Wellington Anti-Aging. Low T? Go to WellingtonAntiAging.com. And by Bremen Motor Cars in West Palm Beach. A world-class experience. Shop BremenPorsche.com now. It's Kevin's Other Show on 640 The Hurricane.